What's going on YouTube? It's Chaz here with another weekly Minnesota player grades. This week, coming off a week, just watched the game against the Detroit Lions. Very happy overall with the performance, and let's get right into a compilation of the game. As you saw in the intro, just a great game overall today. Really reminded me of past Vikings teams. Even though it was against the Lions, the Vikings team still looked great today. Overall, really nothing to complain about except for one area of our football team, which we'll get into later. And onto the few notes I had during this game. During the first half, the offense was extremely efficient, and then the defense bent but didn't break. Basically, what that means is The Lions could have got multiple touchdowns, but we held them to field goal attempts, which was very good, very big plus for us. Second half, both linebackers got picks. Huge game from the defense here. Kirk continues to stay consistent, and Dalvin Cook is just an absolute monster. So, with that being said, on to our stars of the week. Star of the week number one for me is Dalvin Cook. Just fantastic once again. Some honorable mentions here. Got Kirk Cousins just staying efficient. That's all we need him to do. Eric Hendricks and Eric Wilson, the linebackers, just overall great game from the team as a whole. Let's get into Kirk Cousins here. I'm going to give him a B plus overall. He was 13 for 20 for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he had a 141.7 rating. Just being a game manager here, that's really all we need Kirk to do is just throw screens, throw 10, 20-yard passes, just give the ball to Dalvin. Overall, it was just probably best game of the year by Kirk Cousins thus far. On to the running backs. Holy cow, Dalvin Cook. This dude needs to be looked at as a top running back in the league, if not number one. He had 22 carries for 206 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 70-yard touchdown in there as well. And then he had 2 catches for 46 yards. Just ridiculous. These past 2 weeks, this whole season, this dude's been unstoppable. He just changes the way our offense looks, and he's going to get an A+. Alexander Madison had 12 carries for 69 yards as well. Can give him a B. He looked good. Then Amir Abdullah here had 1 catch for 22 yards and a touchdown, as you saw in the intro. And then C.J. Ham had just a fantastic day blocking overall. And let's get right into our wide receivers. Receivers and tight ends, we got Justin Jefferson. I'm going to give him a B. He had 3 catches for 64 yards. Adam Thielen, I'm going to give a B- again, 2 weeks in a row, 2 for 38. Dropped a touchdown, but it was in garbage time, so it's whatever. Rudolph looked really good today. He had 3 catches for 40 yards with a 22-yard catch. I said we could have traded him at the deadline because this man, Irv Smith, 2 catches for 10 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. I'm going to give him a B+. Overall, really solid game, but we don't need to throw the ball much when Dalvin is just dominating. O-line, I'm going to give him B+, back-to-back weeks. 1 sack allowed, which is just a cornerback blitz off the edge that Kirk got killed on, but there's really nothing that we could have done about that. They gave Kirk enough time. Run game looked fantastic. 2 weeks in a row this has happened. Drew Samia was out again, thank God. Ezra Cleveland and Dakota Dozier have very much improved as this season has gone. They looked not great their first few games together, but as the weeks have gone, they have looked fantastic as of late in the run game, and we need to keep this rolling if we want to continue to win and make a playoff push possibly. D-line, I'm going to upgrade him from last week. I'm going to give him B-. The notables here, Odenigbo had 2 tackles, didn't really make much of an impact here. Pass rush was all right. Armon Watts had half sack. Hercules Mataafa had half a sack, and then Shamar Stephen had half a sack as well. Overall, the run defense was all right, but the pass rush was much improved from last week against the Green Bay Packers. Linebackers here, A-. I'm going to give both these guys the yellow name as they both played like studs today. Eric Hendricks had 6 tackles, a pass deflection, and a pick. And then Eric Wilson with a better stat line, 13 tackles, 8 solo, half sack, and a pick. But these guys have both looked fantastic this year. Nothing to complain about at all. Definitely the best group on our team on defense this season, and they're both good in the run and pass coverage this week, and I was very pleased with how they played. Cornerbacks, defensive backs, I'm going to give them a B- overall. Harrison Smith had 10 tackles, 7 solo, and a pick. Anthony Harris had 5 tackles. I thought we should have traded him at the deadline, but it is what it is. Jeff Gladney, I'm going to give him a plus here this week. He really looked solid this week in pass coverage, and he's a really good tackler. You wouldn't think with his build he'd be good at tackling, but he's really good at tackling. And then Chris Boyd, I'm going to give him a- here. He's more of just a special teamer, in my opinion. Shouldn't be starting for us. He had 11 tackles, but he got absolutely abused in the past game. He's a solid tackler, but he just can't cover worth crap. And it's kind of hard to watch him cover man-to-man sometimes. Special teams, this is where I had my issue with the team. I'm giving him an F. Osborne was 4 for 79 on kick returns. All right, I guess. Dan Bailey was 4 for 5 on extra points. And then this is the part why I gave them an F. Britton Colquitt had 2 blocked punts today. 2. There's been 5 all season in the NFL, and then 2 of them were today. Like, that's ridiculous. It's just absolutely unacceptable from the punt team. And if we want to continue to win games, this can happen. We can't be giving teams good field position like this. The good thing was our offense was clicking on all cylinders, so it worked out in the end. But those 2 block punts, if those were against a good team, if that was against Green Bay, we would have lost that game. So overall, that has been my weekly player grades for the Minnesota Vikings. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
We've been walking through the forest with blood on our hands. We got lost in such a foreign land where we could be free. We could be free.